Hello, my friends. Today we're learning Metzia Daf Tes. We're going to start a little bit what we did over yesterday because I didn't explain it correctly. So we're going to start from Chesel and Beis. Omar Abaye. 4 lines up. Mereish loy Abba Yosef Mar. My Mar, who's rabbi, his rabbi of Abaye, wouldn't sit on Atziti de Beknishta on the carpets of the shul. I explained yesterday that he was talking about himself as third person and understood that it was a mistake, and it means Mar is his Rebbe. Came in the Shomal so since they heard that you're allowed to change the money, Gefet stock for whatever they want, Abba Yosef, he sat on the carpet. Omar by Meresh Ave Ovid Mar Trekis, Rabba, my Rebbe would do 2 kuppels for stocker. Chad lani dalmo v'chad lani demosa, one for the people that name from the whole world and one for that name from the city. Came on the Shoma Lahoda Omar Shmuel of Tachlifa bar of Dimi, since he heard what Shmuel told of Tachlifi, the son of Dimi, what did he tell him? Ovid Chad Kisa, he could do 1 kupa ba'atne and make it nai, that he could give it to whoever you want. Iunami Ovid Chad Kisa ba'atne, he also only did 1 kupa and he would make it nai. Rav Ashi Omar, Ano atnu inami lo tzorichna, I don't need to make it nai. Dechol de ko'osi adata didi osi, anyone who comes and gives money is giving on das me, trust me, I'm Rav Ashi, and you trust my that I'm going to give it to the right purposes, and whoever I want to give it to, I can give it to. Says the Gemara, Anu Beitrei, these 2 tabchi, these 2 people who are butchers, they had the agreement between themselves. Each one could sell one day. One, let's say, Reuven on Sunday, Shimon on Monday, Reuven on Tuesday, Shimon on Wednesday, Reuven on Thursday and Shimon on Friday. And if Reuven will sell on Monday, not on his day, or Shimon on Sunday, not on his day, they'll tear, the other one has the right to tear the skin of the animal and to damage him, to cause him a nezek. Ozal Chad Minayu, one of them went, he went and sold on the day where it's his friend's day, he tore the skin of the animal. Also, this case happened in front of Rava. Rava made him pay for the torn, where he tore the skin. It said, we learned before last year that the people in a community could make a rule and could decide and about certain things, and they could force it by force. So here they had the agreement to sell 1 each day. So how, and they had the agreement what would be the punishment if not. So why did he do wrong? Why does he need to pay for the torn skin? Rava never answered him. It's good they never answered him because it's a big difference. What's the difference? When do we say that if they make rules, you could force them, where there's no one choshev in town, so the people could decide. Whether the choshev a person in town, like in this case Rava, they don't have the right to do any rules, not in front of Rava. If Rava didn't agree to the rules, they have no power, because there's Adam choshev, and you could only do the rules in front of the Adam choshev. And my friend Aaron Israel explained me that that's why Rava never answered him, because Rava never wanted to say, oh, I'm Adam choshev and it's different, so he just kept quiet. Ton Rabbanon, we learned, in mechashvim mit stocker and gabait stocker, the guy who collects money for stocker, you don't start asking him, what did you do with that stocker money? You give him trust. Not with the people who collect money for hegdesh. Even though that we don't have a proof, we have a zeicha. Shenemar, it says in Milochim, when they built the Beis Hamikdash, when they rebuilt the Beis Hamikdash, fixed it up, it says V'lo yechashvu im ha'anoshim asher itnu es hakesef v'al yodom lo seis lo yisei ha'molocha ki be'emuno imo yisim. It says that they never calculated each money where it went to, because we trust them. They had trust. And the way I understand it, it's not exactly like Rashi explains, that the reason why it's not raya, it's only a zeicha, because maybe those days they trust those people. But our days, who said that every Gabait stocker they do be'emuna? But afiloch, we take on that you shouldn't ask them too many questions. Amar Rabelova, afal pisheyesh lo adam gizbanem beteich beisoy. Even if a person has someone who collects money and is trustworthy, and we said you don't ask him where the money went, before he gives him the money, you shouldn't just give him the money without counting it. You should count the money before you give it over. Because it said in the pasuk, v'yitzru knew that before they gave the money to the Gaboim, they'd count the money. So we could see they should count it first. So Ani comes to town and says, I'm hungry, give me food. You check if he's really poor. If someone comes naked and he says he doesn't have what to wear, you buy him straight away clothes. You don't ask too many questions. Why is it so? If you want it to posuk, and if you want it to svara. What a svara? Someone who's naked, he's embarrassed, give him clothes straight away. Someone who's hungry, wait a minute, look into him a second. And if you want to bring your posuk, it says, and B'shin ksiv, when it's written with a shin, and when you read it with a samech, proish, like cut, give him a piece. So we darshaning what it says written with a shin, and we're saying proish, first look into it like a pirush. What does a pirush means? Explanation. Like first understand if he's really poor, and then v'oda havle, and only afterwards give him food. And over there it says in the same pasuk, kitire aroim v'kisiso. If you saw a naked person, give him clothes. Kitire la'alto, when you see him, straight away give him clothes and don't ask too many questions. Rav Yehuda, he argues, he says the opposite. Someone comes naked, you check if he's really poor. If someone's hungry, give him straight away. If you want, I'll give you a svara to it, and also the pasuk. The person who's hungry, he's in pain. So give him straight away food. The one who's naked, there's no pain. And if you want to bring your pasuk, the same pasuk we saw before, with darshaning different. Over here it says, Aloi proish l'orev lachmecha, proish la'alta. And we're darshaning it like the way you read it, that proish means cut him and give him straight away a piece. And over there it says, kitire aron v'kisisoy, and we're darshaning from the kitire, after you look into him and see that he really needs clothes, then you should give him clothes. Tanika will say, the Rav Yehuda, we have a clear price that says like Rav Yehuda, and not like who was the other one? Not like Rav Huna, because it says, Oma Kisuni, they said, if someone comes naked and says, cover me, boit kimachrav, you check if you really need it. Parasuni, I'm hungry, give me food. Ain't boit kim, you don't look after, you give straight away, you give him to eat. Nan awesome, we learned in a mission in Peah, if a poor man who's going from place to place and he comes to your town and is continuing on his journey, the minimum they have to give him the gabay of stock of mikika, a loaf of bread, bepudyon, that's worth 1 pudyon. Now, if I'd say a loaf of bread worth £2, so it depends. Now, 1 loaf of bread costs £2. 20 years ago, you could buy 4 loaves of bread for £2. So the Mishnah continues, me'arba soyin besela. When 4 soyin of wheat get sold for 1 selah, and that calculation, how much you could get for a pudyon, that's the type of loaf of bread you give it to him. Lon, if it's sleeping in town, you give him also money for sleeping. Why that's at the Gemara? My parnosa slina, Amar Papa Puria, a bed, Beisatia, and cushions. Shavas, if he's in Shabbos in town, more than Shalosh Sudas for the meal at night and 2 meals in the day. Tana, it says in the Brisa, if this poor person came to town and he was knocking on people's door for tzedakah. The gaboy tzedakah of town doesn't need to give him anything because this guy knows how to take care of himself to collect from people directly. There was one poor person, the Abba Machzer who was collecting on the doors. He came to town and he was knocking on the doors for tzedakah. The Osale Kameder of Papa, who was a gaboy tzedakah. Like we said, he never gave him anything. If you, the gaboy tzedakah, are not giving him anything, other people who see that you don't give him anything, they won't give him anything. He should die, this person. Why are you doing this? He's a poor person. So the Bach says, we just learned in the Brisa, he's knocking on people's doors, so I'm the gizba, I'm the gaboy tzedakah, I'm not responsible to give him money. That though it said, it means the matana meruba, to give the full amount that you normally give only a big amount. You have to give him something. That people shouldn't say, if the gizba is not giving him, no, I won't give him. Obviously, this is not a poor person, therefore you should give him something. Not as much as you give a normal oni, but you should give him something. Omar Abasi, lo oilo malimna adam atzmo miloti shlishis a shekel b'shana. You should give at least a third of a shekel a year for tzedakah. Shenema, we see in the pasuk, ve'madnu aleinu mitzvos, we put on ourselves mitzvos, loseis aleinu to give shlishis a shekel b'shana, third of a shekel a year, la'avodas beis Elokeinu for the Beit HaMikdash. Omar Avasi, shkula tzedakah keneged kol mitzvahs. From here we could learn that tzedakah is like all other mitzvahs. Shenema, because it says ve'madnu aleinu mitzvos, we put on ourselves mitzvahs. Mitzvah Enziv kind of doesn't say ve'manu aleinu mitzvah of tzedakah. It says mitzvahs. Why does it say b'loshen rabim? Ela mitzvah is to tell you the mitzvah tzedakah is like all the other mitzvahs in the Torah. Omar Rabbi Lozo, Godoi lamase yosim and oisa. The one who goes collecting tzedakah has a bigger schus than the one who actually gives tzedakah. Shenemar, because it's in the pasuk. Vayor ma'isa tzedakah shalom. The one who collects tzedakah, he'll get shalom, and Maharsha says, and we know that Shkodel Shalom is one of the biggest blessings that you can get. V'avoides at tzedakah, that means someone who actually gives tzedakah, ashketu betach ad olam, quiet and security until the end of the life, until the end of times, but it's less than shalom. Now we say zocha, if someone zoicha, and Rashi says he has maisim tovim, the way the Aryeh explains Rashi, halod kroish larov lechmecha, his money that he's going to give out, he's going to give it to poor people. Lo zocha, if he wasn't zoicha, bani merudim tovi bayis, and Rashi explains that means that the Romans are going to come, the soldiers are going to come and sit in his house, and you're going to have to give them food, and you're going to have to give the same money, but you're going to give them instead to poor people, to the Romans. Omali Rava lebnei Mechuza, Rava told to the people from Mechuza, b'matuta minaychu, I beg of you, osu ba'ada adodim, please push each other, to give tzedakah, they shouldn't have problems from the kingdom, from the kings. In the time when the Beit HaMikdash was built, Odom shekel shiklo, a person would give his machtes a shekel mischaplo, and that would be kapar for him. Now the Beit HaMikdash is not built anymore, unfortunately. If you do tzedakah mutter, very good. If not, the Kechavim come and forcefully take the money. Even though that they take the money forcefully, that's if they gave tzedakah. Shenemar, because it says in the pasuk in Yeshaya v'noikshecha, the ones who force you to take money, tzedakah, it's considered like tzedakah. Omar Rava, a high meal, so this thing that I'm going to say, ishtoili ula, a young man told it to me. Who was this young man? Meshakshik archose deime, someone who made his mother do funny stuff, like we're going to see soon what happened with his mother. And he told me this, Mishmei Rabbi Loza. What did he say? What's pshat in the pasuk? Ve'ilbash tzedakah keshurion, and he wore tzedakah like an armor. To tell you, mashurion there, like armor, called klipa v'klipa mitzterefes l'shilyon gadol. If you go to a museum and you look at old armor, it's lots of little pieces of metal. Each piece of metal is very weak. It's not such a strong thing. When you put it all together, layers on top of layers, it protects you from an arrow, from a sword. Also tzedakah called pruta v'pruta, every penny and penny mitzterefes l'cheshbon gadol, it counts up to big cheshbon and it protects you like armor. Rabbi Chanina Omar Maracha, I have arrived from a different place for the same idea. It says, "Ukibeget edim kol tzidkoseinu," like a clothes. If our tzedakah is like clothes, ma beged ze kol nima v'nima, each thread and thread that's very weak by itself. When tzarefes lebeged gadol, it becomes a strong jumper and you can't even tear it. After tzedakah, also tzedakah called pruta v'pruta, every penny and penny mitzterefes lecheshbon gadol, it counts up and it becomes very strong and powerful. Said the Gemara, we just said about that he made his mother crazy. Said the Gemara, my correlate ulo meshakshig or chosedime. What happened over there? The boy Minei Rabbi Chadvoi bar Amim Rav Sheshes. Rabbi Chadvoi, he is the one who is meshakshig or chosedime, as we're going to see. He asked Rav Sheshes a shaila. Minayin le mitzora b'meisifura. How do you know someone who's a mitzora after he brought his tipurim, before he brought his korbanos, he has to count his days, and that time shemitame odom, that if he touches a person, he makes him tomeh. Omaloi, so Rav Sheshes told Rabbi Chadvoi, oilu mitame b'godim, since a mitzvah we know he's mitame b'godim, because it says clear in the pasuk rechibes b'godot that he was wearing, so he's also mitame odom. Omalei dilma tuma b'chiburim shiny. Maybe it's different. A cloth that you're wearing it, it's actually on you, so you metamer it. But something that you touch, you don't metamer it, and I'll bring you a raya. Daha, is it nevela? Someone who moved the nevela from place to place, the metamer godim, that the clothes are on him become tome. If he touches a person, it doesn't make him tome, so we could see that there's a difference of Tumah b'chiburim. Something that you're wearing has a stronger connection, and it's more of a svara to become Tomeh. So Amalei, so Rav Sheshes told Chadvoi, ve'ele sheretz, a sheretz, a dead sheretz, the mitame odom, that makes a odom Tomeh, minolon. How do we know that makes him Tomeh? Lav mishum the mitame godim, isn't it because we know his mitame godim is also mitame odom, and therefore we have a raya that if something is mitame odom is mitame godim, like by sheretz, also by mitzvah. Amalei. Sheretz be'ediksiv, it's in first pasuk. It says clearly that he's mitame odom. Elo shichva zera de mitame odom. So he said, I'll bring you a raya from shichva zera, from sperm. Minolon. How do we know that it's mitame a person? Lav mishum, isn't it because the oil mitame godim? Since we know from the pasuk that's mitame godim shichva zera, therefore we also know mitame odom. So also by us, like a betzor is mitame godim, is also mitame odom. Amalei, so he told Rav Sheshes, Sichvazer, Nami Bediksiv Beitz, and first a pasuk that's Metame Odom, that says, Oish, L'Rabbis and Ageh, that if a person touches Sichvazer, he'll make him Tomeh. So, that's not Raya. Adele Bibdichusa. So, when every time Rav Chadvoi answered Rav Sheshes, he answered him like with a smile. And Rav Sheshes felt that he was laughing at him, that he doesn't know these clear psukim. Chol Ashtati Rav Sheshes, he got weak and he got upset. And Ishtik Rav Chadvoi Bar Ami, he couldn't talk anymore, became mute. V'ityaker Talmudi, and he forgot all his learning. Astia Imei, so the mother of Rav Chadvoi came to Rav Sheshes, v'kobachia kame, and she cried in front of Rav Sheshes, tzofcha tzofcha, she cried and screamed, v'lo yashkach boy, never took any attention. Armolei, so the mother of Rav Chadvoi told Rav Sheshes, because when Rav Sheshes was young, she used to nurse him, she was the nurse of Hamenekes. Armolei, chavila chadui, you see my breasts? The motis mina, you sucked from these breasts, and she uncovered the breast. She saw it made something very extreme. And once Rav Sheshes saw how crazy she's going, he asked Rachmanos from Shemayim on Rav Chadvoi, and he got better and he could talk, and I think he also maybe remembered his learning. So we could see that's why we called Rav Chadvoi Meshakshek Urchedime, that he made his mother do extreme things to show her breasts. Said the Gemara with the Ason Alon Minolon. What we spoke about, the Shaila of Rav Chadvoi, we never got answer. How do we know that Mitzvah is Mitame Odom? So the Gemara Kedetanya, like we learned, Reb Shimon Yochai Oima Nema Kibus Godim B'Mei Sapuroi. It says that you wash your clothes when you count the days. V'Nema Kibus Godim B'Mei Chalutoi, when he's Tomeh and we put him aside. The Mitzvah, it says also to wash your clothes. Mala Alon, like when he's Tomeh, Mitame Odom, we know he's also Mitame Odom. Afkan also B'Mei Sifuroi Mitame Odom, and that's the source that Mitzvah B'Mei Sifuroi Mitame Odom. Omar Rabbi Loza Godol Ha'oset Stoka B'Seisi Yosef Moshe Rabbeinu. Someone who gives tzedakah without the only knowing that he's giving the tzedakah in quiet is greater than Moshe Rabbeinu in a certain way. Moshe Rabbeinu ksiv, he says, Garati, I was afraid, I was scared from Hashem's af and chema. It's different types of anger. The ilu boys at tzedakah, when someone gives tzedakah quietly, it says ksiv matan baseisa, someone who gives tzedakah quietly, ich be'af, he'll push away af, v'shoichat b'cheiv. And he continues, the one who gives shoichat b'cheik, it means someone who gives tzedakah quietly. Shoichat is just like a borrowed term. Chema, you'll also push away strong anger. It's a different type of anger. So we could see that pushes away, and Moshe Rabbeinu was scared from these things, so we could see in a certain way is greater than Moshe Rabbeinu. Upliga de Rabbi Yitzchok and Rabbi Elazar is choylek on Rabbi Yitzchok, because Rabbi Elazar learned that both that Mata Maseta pushes away also Af and also Chema, and now we're going to see Rabbi Elazar holds that it only pushes away Af and not Chema. The Rabbi Yitzchok, he learns the pasuk different. Af koifer, as it says in the pasuk, b'chema eino koifer shenema v'shoichat b'cheik chema azo, and he learns Af al pisha shoichat b'cheik, even though that he gives quietly tzedakah, chema azo still chama azo, there's still strong fire, strong heat, strong sun. Igadamri, Omer Vitzchok, or Vitzchok learned this pasuk differently. Kol dayan shenoit al shoichad, any dayan who's a judge who takes bribery, maybe chamo aza oloilom, he brings big heat to the world. Shenema v'shoichad b'cheik, and he's learning it literally shoichad, literally bribery. He'll bring chemo aza, strong heat to the world. Omer Vitzchok, Kol anoitzim pruteloni, someone who gives one pruta to the oni mizbarach, he gets blessed b'sheish brachos. Someone who calms him down with dvarim and he tells Oni, don't worry, you'll get a job, Hashem will take care of you. He calms him down with words. Mizbarach beid alef brachas, he gets 11 brachas. Anoisim pruteloni, someone who gives a pruteloni mizbarach b'sheish brachas tichsiv aloi proish laoni lachmecho, like we learned before. Vanim rudim tovi bais, and then it says kitira aroim. I'm going to read like the back reads. V'ksiv az ivkok shacharecho v'kursecho me'ero titzmach v'aloi lefanecho tztocho kvoid Hashem yosvecho v'ksiv oz tikra v'Hashem yane tishaveh v'yomer neini. So we could see the 6 brachas to someone who gives tzedakah. V'amefaiso b'dvorim mizborech b'achas esrei, he gets 11 brachas. Brachas shenemar, because it says v'tofek l'orov nafshecho v'nefesh nano tasbia, and I think from the word Rashi learns v'tofek l'rov nafshecho upius dvarim dibri nechumim. They're giving your nefesh. No, you're not giving money. You're giving him nice words. You'll get these brachas. V'zorach b'choshech oirecho. In the darkness, your light is going to be bright. V'afelochzcho b'tzorayim v'nochecho Hashem tomid v'isriya b'tzachtochos nafshecho. And ubonoi. So in the pasuk over there it says lots and lots of psukim. I'm just going to read the pasuk inside. That means you'll give him nice words, you'll calm him down. Lots and lots of blessing. How easy it is when a poor person is to just give him divrei chizuk and you get 11 blessings. What's pshat in the pasuk? So it says that if you chase tzedakah, you're going to get tzedakah. So the Gemara asks, Rabbi Yitzchok asks, he chases to give tzedakah into tzedakah, he's going to be poor, he's going to need tzedakah, that blessing. It's coming to tell you, anyone who runs to give tzedakah to poor people, like Hashem will give him more money, they'll have more money to give to tzedakah. Rav Nachman Ritzchok Omar, Rav Nachman Baritzchok Omar, Kodesh Baruch Hu mamtilo ibnei Adam amugunin lasis lo tzedakah kedei lekabel aleim sechar. Different pshat. Doesn't mean that he'll get more money to give tzedakah. It means that he'll be zoicha to give tzedakah to people who really deserve tzedakah. So the Gemara lafukimai. Why is it coming to say who won't you give tzedakah to in this blessing? Lafukim in the Dorish Rabbah. What Rabbah Darshan the Dorish Rabbah might see what pshat in the pasuk. V'yu muchsholim lefonecho be'esapecho. Asibim, it's a pasuk in Yirmiyah. Amar Yirmiyah lefnei HaKadosh Baruch Hu. He was talking about the people from Anotos who wanted to kill him. So he told Amar Yirmiyah lefnei HaKadosh Baruch Hu, Boinei shel olam, the master of the world, afilu b'shah shekoifim itzrom, even when these people from Anotos force the Yetzer Hara and vakshin asid tzedakah lefanoch, and they want to give tzedakah, achshilom, make them fall, that they should give the tzedakah to people who don't deserve tzedakah, that they shouldn't get any reward for that. So that's what we were saying before, that if you give tzedakah, you'll be zoicha for tzedakah. It means they should be zoicha to give it to good people, not to bad people, like the case of Yirmiyah. Rav Yeshua ben Levi Omar, anyone who's used to giving tzedakah, havyin, he takes out the zoicha, havin loy, he has bonim bali chochma, sons who are clever, bali oisha, rich, bali agoda, who know agoda. And we're going to bring a proof for all 3 things. Bali chochma, it says, Daf Yudom Aleph, in Tzechayim, that he'll find life. And by Chochma, Rashi says, it says, Kimoitze Motze Chaim, that means Chochma is considered like Chaim. Bale Oisha, Dichsiv Tzedakah, that you'll have tzedakah to give, so it means that you'll have kids who are rich. Bale Agoda, Dichsiv Kovoid, that you'll get Kovoid. And Rashi explains that someone who says Agoda is a good darshan and knows how to say nice things of Agoda, so everyone give him Kovoid. And Ksiv Hocha, the Kovoid, it says over here, Kovet, v'ksiv hocha hosam, and says somewhere else, Kovet chachomim cholu. The chachomim will be zoicha in Kovet. So we could see that he'll be zoicha in kids who are bale agoda. Thank you very much, and we should all be zoicha for giving a lot of tzedakah and to good anim, and we should be zoicha for all the brachas that tzedakah gives us. And today is a very big day in my life. I want to share it with you because Bez Hashem, this evening I'm doing at 7:30 in Beersheva a siyum on Maseches Bava Metzia, and in the past I didn't always celebrate my successes, and today I am, and a lot because of my wife who pushes me to do so, and I'm very grateful for Hashem for that I'm zoicha to be Messiah, and very happy, and I hope to be Messiah it again, and Messiah lots of Masechtes, and be zoicha to be a real Talmid Chacham, and to keep everything properly.